Hi everyone, I'm so glad to have you joining me for another episode of Sari Knits. My name is Sari, of course, and this is my YouTube channel. You are watching my knitting podcast videos, and in today's episode I will be showing you what I have on my needles, and I also have a really big announcement that I'm super excited about, and I will talk about that first. I don't really have that much new to show you in this episode. Almost everything I have on my needles is something that you have already seen either on Instagram or in my previous episode. I have a lot of things that I would want to cast on, but I've been super unproductive lately, and there is a reason for that, and I'm going to be talking about that in today's episode. If you have been following my journey from starting knitwear designer a few years ago to starting my job at Novita almost exactly 2 years ago, and becoming a full-time knitwear designer. I think you have also heard me talking about being exhausted and tired and overwhelmed quite a lot during these past few years, and it's been really hard juggling two jobs. First, I was a furniture conservator in a museum, and I had a small kid and tried to juggle the day job and motherhood and being a part-time knitwear designer, indie designer, trying to learn the ropes and publishing my first patterns and starting to submit patterns for magazines. And I remember I was dreaming about being able to do knitwear design full-time, and a bit over 2 years ago I was asked to interview for a knitwear designer job at Novita, which is the biggest yarn producing company in Finland. And I was super lucky to get the job. And 2 years ago, in January 2019, I quit my job at the museum and took this really big leap and decided to start designing full-time. And it was super scary because I didn't have really any education to be a knitwear designer. Everything I knew was something that I had learned on my own and figured out on my own, often through trial and error. And to be able to work as a full-time designer was really a dream come true for me. And at the same time, I think my own design career, like my indie design career, kind of like took off. And before I started the job at Novita, I had already promised to do quite a lot of collaborations and commissions for other yarn brands and magazines. So the first 6 months into my work at Novita was quite challenging because I was trying to learn the new job, and also I was traveling back and forth from Vaasa to Helsinki, leaving my family behind in Vaasa while I was working during the weeks in Helsinki, and at the same time trying to do everything that I had promised to do and fill all my already planned works, like what I had made a contract for with Woolfolk and with Pom Pom Quarterly and so on. So it was quite tough, and I remember the first summer when I was going to have my summer holiday 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, 2019. I remember I was kind of like working around the clock, so from morning to the point that I went to sleep, and I had too little sleep even, because I was just working and trying to finish everything that I had promised that I was going to do. And I remember I was so exhausted. I was like, my whole head felt like it was just buzzing. It felt like my whole head was like filled with bees and ants and other stuff that was just like buzzing and crawling around my head. And I was like overworked. And after that I decided to take it slower and take a little break from submitting work to publications, and only focus on my job at Novita, as well as publishing self-publishing patterns, so that I didn't have any deadlines or anything like that. And I think last year, the autumn and winter, was quite fine. I was able to balance my day job and my own design career with the life at home. And at the same time, my whole family moved to Helsinki, so I didn't have to travel back and forth anymore. And then last spring, Corona entered the scene. And I know it has been very devastating for many people, but for the yarn and knitting business, at least in Finland, it has been a gold mine. And it's so horrible to say that I have profited from Corona, but that's the truth. So many more people have started to knit, and the whole interest in the knitting scene and so on has exploded, and it has become so massive during the past 8 months, like since the Corona started. And it's been really busy time at Novita, and at the same time I feel like my own design career has like finally taken off to the point that it's no longer a hobby. It's a full-time job, and I've come to the point where I have to decide what I want to do, and whether I wanted to stay at Novita and work full-time there, or quit at Novita and focus full-time on my own design career. And after giving it a really long and hard thought, I have now decided that I will quit my job at Novita, starting from mid-January. I will only be working under my own name and my own business, and focusing all my time and energy to see how it grows. And it was a hard decision, because I loved my job at Novita. I have really enjoyed working there, and it's been so fun to see that side of yarn business as well. But I felt like I was all the time doing my own designs with too little time and too little effort, and there were so many things that I wanted to do, and I didn't have time, and I just felt everything started to become so overwhelming, although like job was piling up. And like I talked in my previous episode, I have so many designs that I haven't had time to write the patterns to. For example, the Sawyer mini pullover, both of those hats that I showed in my previous video, the Edgar pullover, the Adelga vest, and so many things that I have here. And I have my favorite chunky pullover, the Thule pullover that you've seen in some episodes, and I've been wearing it non-stop, so I wanted to write that pattern as well. So I have a huge pile of everything that I haven't had time to do, and it keeps me awake during the nights. I keep feeling really guilty because I don't have time to write the patterns, and I feel really guilty because I don't have time to communicate with people who need my patterns as much as I would want to. I would really love to have the time to answer every single comment people leave me on Instagram and here on YouTube. But I have been just so overworked for such a long time. It's been so exhausting. It's like for the past few years I haven't had a single day off. I work every day from Monday to Friday, 8 hours a day at Novita, and then every night I knit my own things and try to write the patterns, and every weekend, and even when I'm sick I've been working non-stop. So I really want that to end. I really want to be able to do the things that I do well, and not always feel like I'm doing the bare minimum, and I feel like I'm a very shitty person because I don't have time to communicate with all of you and answer all your messages, because you take the time to write to me, and then I do read them all, but I just haven't had the time. And I think you can probably see how tired I am at the moment. And I've been trying to really quickly get all my last designs done for Novita so that I can tomorrow start my Christmas holidays, and I will be taking time off until mid-January, and then I will go back to Novita for one more day to finish things off and leave the keys and the phone and everything there. Say bye to everybody, and starting on January 15th I will be only working for my own company, and that is at the same time it's super exciting and it's also super scary, because even though it goes really well at the moment for the knitting community, like I told you, at the same time the times are so unstable that you don't really know what is coming next. But I just felt like this is now the time to do this. So if I want to do this, then this is the time. And I don't want to lose my knitting mojo, and I don't want to lose my design mojo, but it has started to happen already because I've been so overworked. I just counted that I have designed 133 designs for Novita this year, and it's almost 3 designs per week, and it's too much. It's way too much, and I think everybody can understand that it starts to become like you're on autopilot instead of really getting inspired and doing what you want to do. So I have, especially during the past few months, I've been working so hard at Novita that I haven't had any energy left to write my own patterns or calculate even one stitch or grade anything or do anything after I have finished my job. And I've been so exhausted that I haven't gone for a run since my summer holiday. So for the whole autumn I haven't really had time to or energy to exercise at all. I think I really need to start focusing on myself and my well-being and taking care of my energy levels and my creativity. There is no point for me to pour everything away and waste everything and then have nothing left for the thing that I care the most about in my working life, which is my own company. And also I haven't had time for anything else in my life and or my family. All the time I've been tired and cranky and in foul mood and so on. So I really think this was the best solution for me at the moment. But I'm really grateful about the time that I have been able to spend at Novita. I have learned so much during that time and I've met so many amazing people and have such amazing opportunities. So this wasn't an easy decision, but after making the decision, I think I already feel so much more calm and I think I can breathe again. And I think somebody lifted a huge weight off my shoulders. So I think it's my intuition telling me that I really did make the right decision. And that means that starting from January, I will be trying to focus more also here on Instagram to make this more regular. And also I want to make some tutorial videos and of course write more patterns and focus on my own design aesthetics and my style and finally be able to do exactly what I want to do, and that's super exciting for me. And also I've been trying to make my own website already since last May, but like I said, I haven't had time for anything extra. So trying to get the website up as soon as possible. I have some really great ideas for the website. I used to write a blog. I don't know if you remember me from time before Theo was born, so over 5 years ago. I used to have a knitting blog, and I missed writing the blog for such a long time, and I really want to focus on that as well, because for Instagram it's just like one photo and a short text, and they're like, well, you can put more photos, but it's just like this single drops of information and photos, and this is like the YouTube channel. This is like more just me discussing, but I kind of like don't have that platform where I could like really get into details in my designs and talk more and talk about my inspiration and of course the tutorials and so on. So that's something that I want to do more. So the blog is going to come back this spring. But that's the main thing that is happening to me at the moment. I think I will quickly show you the things that I have on my needles, and then I will go back to my computer and try to finish the last 2 designs that I have for Novita. Last 2 ever as a Novita in-house designer. It feels really weird, and then I'm ready to start my Christmas holidays. But you can see here's the Helmi pullover behind me. I'm releasing the pattern later today, so probably by the time that you are watching this video, the Helmi pullover is already available on Ravelry. And this was knitted with the Rerum Natura Ulysse yarn, and this is the colorway Poivre Blanc, and it's a top-down raglan pullover with the bubble pattern here on the front. So it's one of my favorite designs from this year. My fisherman rib cardigan has grown a bit. This is kind of like my mindless knit at the moment, so if I need to focus on something, for example, we had a Skype meet with my knitter friends because of the coronavirus we are unable to meet in person at the moment, so we've been meeting through Skype and having discussions about yarns and what everybody is knitting. So I've been knitting this while we had the meets. So it has grown some. It's almost ready for separating for armholes. I think I will make some 5 centimeters and then separate for armholes. And I've been using these yarns from Knitting for Olive. This is their Merino base, and this is the soft silk Mohair. And one of these is called Hazel, and the other one is called Dark Nougat, but I can't remember which one is which. But I will write the names of the yarns below this video, as I usually do. But it looks really nice together, and so soft and plump. This is going to be such a nice thing to wear. This is the Prosecco pullover. I'm calling it Prosecco because of the bubbles. And you also saw this one in my previous video. So I have now finished the front. It has like these dropped shoulders, sloped shoulders, as you can see. And the other shoulder is going to have buttons here. And now I should knit the back side of the pullover next. So it's going to be slightly loose off the shoulder pullover, and it's going to have buttons over the left shoulder. So it's really nice. I'm using West Yorkshire Spinners Illustrious Naturals for this one. It's a DK weight yarn. I think it was 70% Falkland wool and 30% British alpaca. The colorway is called Old Lace, so it's like this creamy off-white color, really nice. And then this is something I also showed you in my previous video. This is the new Tukuwool DK base, so it's Finnish wool. And also with this one, I'm almost ready to separate for the armholes. So I'm going to make it a raglan, so I'm going to knit the sleeves next. So it has this knit and purl pattern, and also some stripes of garter stitch. It's really nice. I absolutely love this sage color. The colorway is called Rohto. I'm calling this pullover Salvia because Salvia means sage in Finnish. And of course you can see Luna here again. I think she's in every one of my videos. Then I started to knit a pair of socks because I needed something small for my needles. As you can see, everything I have there is already so big that I really can't have them in my purse when I'm traveling. So I casted on a pair of like this Fair Isle socks, and I'm trying to come up with like really short patterns, maximum 4 stitch repeats, so that I can grade as many sizes for these as possible. It has a German short row heel. This is my favorite type of heel, and now I'm working here on towards the toes, and I'm using, can't remember the yarn again. I forgot to take all the labels here next to me, but these are from Regia. I think this is the silk sock yarn, but I will write everything below this video. So these are the colors that I'm using. This like this rusty brown, and this is like very light beige. It's not white, but very like sand color, linen color maybe. Beautiful yarns. And lastly, I'll quickly show you what I knitted for Christmas. First, I decided that I won't be knitting anything this year for anyone because I've been so tired and overworked and so on. But then this weekend I kind of like decided after all, okay, I'm going to knit hats for my 2 nephews and also for Theo. I wasn't going to knit one for Theo, but he wanted to have one after he saw that what I had been making for his cousins. So these are for Theo's cousins, so my sister's sons. This is for my little sister's son Emil, who is turning 1 next March, no, February, end of February, not March. And this one is for my big sister's son, who is 1.5 years old. So I used a Novita Hygge Wool for this. It's a super chunky weight yarn. And when they saw the hat that I made for my sister's son Oscar, because I was trying this on him for size, he said that he wanted to have one as well. So we quickly placed an order to my local yarn store Snorre, and we went to pick up the yarn yesterday. He chose this rainbow green yarn from Wool and the Gang. This is the Crazy Sexy Wool. So the colorway is called rainbow green. So it's like this really beautiful olive green, and it has this like tweed knobs of almost every color you can imagine. There's like light turquoise and like hot orange somewhere over there. So really fun yarn. And these are I ordered this from Etsy. Somebody asked me about this. So this is I just searched for leather tags. I can't remember where I bought it, but it has this like this hat and it's removable. So it looks like this, and it has this metallic tab. And just put it through the knitting and just close the tab, so you can remove it if you are washing it. So these are really simple. I just cast it on 40 stitches on size 10mm needles, and I continued until it was about this long, and then just knitted the first 2 stitches together. And so this is like knit 1, purl 1, ribbing, and then just 2 stitches together. Then I knitted 1 round, and then again 2 stitches together, so I was left with just 10 stitches, and I cut the yarn and pulled it through the remaining stitches. So super easy. It took me about an hour and a half or 2 hours to finish 1 hat. So this is what I'm making for, or what I made for Christmas this year. Not going to do anything else. Just going to be a very selfish knitter from now on. But now I will go off and finish the last 2 remaining patterns for Novita. They're going to be in Novita's summer magazine. I have this theme with kids knitwear for summer, so there's going to be a whole set of my patterns in the Novita summer magazine, but that's going to be the last magazine that I contribute to. But yeah, that's everything for today. I hope you will have a lovely Christmas break, and thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for your continuing support. It means so much to me, and hopefully next year I can be also more social back. Yeah, that's everything. Bye.